Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a topic which is applicable to every single business owner: time management. Business owners always feel like there's not enough hours in the day. They're always running around, they're always firefighting, they're always struggling just to get things done in the day. If this is you, watch further and we'll break down quite a few proven strategies to help you to cope and to gain control of your life and of your business. Time management is actually about personal management. So unless you are flying at the speed of light, time is exactly the same for everybody. 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. That's all we have. How we apply it and how we get through our day with strategies and techniques is what sets some people apart from the rest. So let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. Time management is a struggle for every entrepreneur. Most business owners start their day out with great intentions, but by noon they are bogged down firefighting, emails, constant interruptions, and a never-ending to-do list. Can you relate to this? I'm sure you can. You wake up every day and tell yourself, today is the day, I'm going to focus on strategy. But then suddenly the day's gone and you're wondering, what on earth happened? Now, the first step to mastering time management is shifting your mindset. Many business owners wear busy as a badge of honor. But let me tell you this, is being busy the same as being productive? Absolutely not. Being productive means working on activities that directly contribute to your business's growth and success. These are often tasks like setting strategy, planning marketing campaigns, or building partnerships. Busyness, on the other hand, is all the little tasks that feel urgent but don't move the needle and don't shift your bottom line. So to shift your mindset, you need to ask yourself this one question every day: am I working on my business or am I working in it? This simple question can help you identify whether you are focused on growth or just treading water. So the first topic I want to talk about is the Pareto principle, 80-20 principle. So this is a well-known principle, and what it implies or says that 80% of your profits is coming from 20% of your activities. So if you know what those 20% of the activities is that is bringing in the profit, you need to double down on it and be more focused on those aspects of your business. Then you can go and consider, what are you doing with the rest of your time that is not bringing in the bottom line? The tool that we use to prioritize our time and how our time is applied is called the Eisenhower matrix. This tool helps us to categorize tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent and important, urgent and not important, not urgent and important, and not urgent and not important. Placing the tasks in these categories help us to determine the strategies that we need. For example, delegate, eliminate, postpone, focus on, put time blocking on, say no to, use technology. All these activities that we are applying is based on where we place these activities or our activities into the quadrant. The first quadrant we call the fire pit: urgent and important. These are tasks that require immediate attention and cannot be postponed. The firefighting, the fire pit refers to the firefighting that always happens in this quadrant. Examples is crisis management, deadline-driven projects, emergencies, customers that are calling with problems, things going wrong on the production line. So what do we do? What is our strategies to deal with these fire pit type of issues? So obviously we need to focus on completing these tasks as soon as possible. They can't be ignored because they are important and urgent. We need to avoid distractions and allocate our full attention and resources to these activities to get them out of the way. But then the big ticket item is to plan. Sit down and plan post the crisis, to prevent similar emergencies in the future by improving systems and processes. And that's not an easy task, but it's work and time well spent to prevent and reduce the time spent firefighting in your business. And the reason why we spend our days firefighting day in, day out is because obviously we are not spending time on fire pit activities to get them out and strategized and to eliminate these activities that causes the crisis. So the next quadrant that we are going to talk about is what we call the noise trap, the urgent and not important quadrant. Tasks that feel pressing but don't significantly contribute to long-term success. Examples of these would be interruptions, phone calls, emails, meetings that you're not really required to be at, requests from others that don't align with your priorities. We often get staff asking us questions which they actually did know the answer, but somehow we've convinced them that they always need to come and ask us for the answer where they actually do know the answer. Tasks that can be delegated. So what is our strategy to get out of this noise trap? Is to delegate or automate. Identify someone else who can take care of these tasks. Obviously, you need to make sure that the person has been given the means and the ability and the appropriate accountability for these tasks. You need to set boundaries to minimize unnecessary interruptions. Open door policy, quite the vogue in previous decades of management books, not really so helpful. It only adds to the noise and to the interruptions. And then use tools and systems to automate repetitive tasks where necessary. With the advent of AI, a lot of tasks can be built with bots and AI tools to eliminate the repetitive stuff and get your staff to work on value adding and focusing more on the client's needs. The third quadrant we're going to discuss, and which we find in the Eisenhower matrix, is the not urgent and not important activities in our day. We call this quadrant the black hole. These are tasks that are time wasting and non-productive. Examples would be excessive social media use, doom scrolling, browsing aimlessly on the internet, overindulgent in trivial activities. And the strategy is to get rid, eliminate, or limit these activities. Avoid them as much as possible. Set clear limits on your leisure time and stick to them. And replace these tasks with more meaningful or restorative activities like exercise or personal growth, reading, studying. Remember the formula, be times do equals have. You cannot have more if you don't be more and do more. The last quadrant that we're going to speak about is the growth quadrant. This is the important but not urgent activities. These are tasks that contribute to our long-term goals, personal development and success, but don't have immediate deadlines. Also important to remember is we don't want to spend all our time here, because this is stuff that is not urgent but critically important. 20%, about 1 day out of 5 out of each work week, is about the sweet spot that a business owner needs to spend on these activities, working on their business and not just in it. Examples is strategic planning, skills development, relationship building, exercise, health maintenance. You are also part of your business. If you don't look after yourself, the business will also collapse. So you need to make time for that. Schedule and plan is the strategy that we use to make sure that these things do happen. You need to put out specific time slots in your calendar and work on these tasks consistently. Consistency is key. You can't do it one week, 1 month, and then not the next year. You got to do it. Get a rhythm, get a sequence, a time cadence, and do your planning, do your scheduling. And make it a priority, and that will reduce the number of urgent tasks that has to happen. If you forget to plan for your peak period, you're going to be running around finding extra suppliers, extra staff during a peak period of your business. If you do this in the winter time or whenever is your quieter time, you will have a lot less stress in the busy season. And then create goals and create actionable plans to tackle these activities progressively and aggressively. You need to lead by example and tackle these things and get rid of the problems. That's your job as a business owner. Make the life of your team easier, and that will make your own life easier. So that wraps up the 4 quadrants that we have been speaking about. And what I would like you to do as a viewer of this video is to go and for 1 week write down all your activities. Go into as much detail as you can and write them down every day. Plot all your activities, and then you transfer them onto the matrix. And from that, you will see where you are spending most of your time. In which quadrant are you playing the most time? And are you spending 20% of your time in the growth quadrant, or are you spending all of your time in the fire pit? Over time, you should be moving items from the quadrants into the growth quadrant and into the action quadrant, where you are actually dealing with your day-to-day activities and starting to get things calmer. So now that we know how to apply Pareto analysis and we know how to apply the Eisenhower matrix, and we're starting to build the habit of reviewing our tasks and plotting them into the Eisenhower matrix, you can start seeing and putting activities and plans in place to reduce your time and to make your life a lot calmer. So to follow up and make this activity a lot more meaningful, what I'm going to need you to do, and what you need to do for yourself, is to review all your tasks and your time and plot it on a regular basis and stay disciplined to it. Learn to say no and invest in the growth quadrant so that you can move a lot of your tasks away from the fire pit into the growth quadrant, and to remain focused on growing your business and your business to give you the life that you deserve. And remember, your business is only a vehicle to make your dreams come true. Johan Southey, Action Coach, here in the Overberg. Have a wonderful day and have a great one. Bye-bye.